Hello, people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A special edition, and I do apologise that this is later than planned. I know I usually come on late with these, but I wanted this one to come on earlier. Unforeseen circumstances meant it's come on the time it has, and I've actually changed what I was going to talk about because what I actually want to talk about, I want to reach as many people as possible on the live version. I know you can catch up on a replay. I'm just gonna wait a moment while to see if anyone's up, still around. Haven't gone to sleep yet. Gone to sleep, perhaps I've woken up. See if I can get anyone on here with me. So there's one person at the moment. Do they include yourself in these figures? Am I watching myself? I don't know. And engage a bit of small talk with myself to see if anyone can come on. And that one person is gone, so it can't have been me. Might have to go solo on this one, which would justify my decision to hold back on what I was planning to talk about. I plan to bring that one tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that one. It's a real, watch it, and hopefully you'll see why. I'm quite excited about it. So, this is a momentous moment for me. Every Facebook Live is, but in life and the way we are in our society, we tend to celebrate with numbers, tend to celebrate things ending in 5 and a 0. So my son, a couple of days ago, had his 5th birthday, and that was a momentous moment for our family. But that's not to say his 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th birthday weren't momentous. But like I say, we tend to attach things to special significance to numbers ending in 5 or 0. So we had his 5th birthday party. For my stepdaughter's 5th birthday party all those years ago, we took her to Euro Disney. So yeah, a fifth birthday in our house is something of significance. But if you want to add a 0 to that, that makes 50. And today is my 50th Facebook Live video. Might not be a big deal to some, but to me it's a massive, massive deal. So first and foremost, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. And why is it significant to me? So for those who know my story and know my journey, a little bit of it, the kind of way I frame it is, the kind of way I felt like it's been lived is, the majority of my life I've been shy, I've been not knowing who I am, not knowing my purpose in this world, and that's basically dominated all my thoughts and my actions, how I play out my part in this life, massive part of my life. And I had someone, a new connection, a new friend I made today on Facebook, and she asked me, what makes you so shy? But the way I read it was like, really, are you shy? And I kind of told her the story, and I've got a feeling that's going to be a question and a lot more people ask as I continue with these and step up and do other things. Really? Were you shy? Really? Because they can only see the skin that I am in now. But yes, I was shy, and even for me, I have to kind of remind myself really what that felt like, because I've moved on past that. I've learned myself I'm an introverted person. I can be extroverted when I need to be, but at heart, my core, I'm an introverted person, and there's nothing wrong with that. But shyness played a massive, massive, massive part in my life. And if you go from shyness to public speaking, or what I'm doing with public speaking, thank you, Woody, for the like. Woody comments played a big part in my journey. So thank you, Woody. And public speaking is seen as the second most feared thing in the world. The first one is death. That journey from there, the part in the middle, is why I'm doing this Facebook Live. One, for people to relate to that feelings or what it's like to live being shy, because I know there's people out there, and if you guys are not shy yourself, but you know people who are shy going through it, please share my stuff with them, connect them with me. So one is for people to identify that, and for two, hopefully for those same people, if not for other people, to be inspired by what I'm doing, and maybe think about it for themselves. Just right. Those are my two main purposes. Kind of a third purpose of being quiet for so long. I've got a lot of things on my mind, and I feel like doing these Facebook Lives has given me the platform to share that and add value and be of use, and people have commented like, which has been great. So for me to do 50 of these is yeah, it's a momentous moment for me, and also bearing in mind it's not been without its challenges. I think after my first two, I was on the verge of not doing these anymore, to the point of the group that I joined to help me with my public speaking. I contacted the owner, excuse me, and sent a voice note to him and said, look, I'm feeling overwhelmed with all of this, and I'm stepping away. I don't feel like I should be part of this group. Bearing in mind the majority of the other people in the group were already established speakers or had already had businesses, coaching businesses, speaking businesses, and I was working full time in a job as an employee. I didn't feel that I felt like I was taking someone else's place. I shouldn't be there because I couldn't keep up with the activities that were set before us. And basically, these people, a number of them reached out and supported me, and just gave me that encouragement to keep going. And 50th edition is here now, so thank you to all these people. So, like I say, it hasn't been without its challenges, but I'm here, I'm doing it, and I've described it as a kairos moment. Kairos is a Greek word, and I first came across this word a few years ago. I read a book. It's a very well-known book in Christian life. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life, and it's by a chap called Rick Warren. And really, that's what I've been searching for. My purpose. What is my purpose? What am I put on this earth to do? Have I been put on this earth to do anything, first and foremost? And I know the answer to that is yes. So what is my purpose, or what are my purposes? Because I've always been looking for that one thing, and I think the lesson I'm coming to learn is it'll be made up of a number of different things I do, which may or may not build up to one defining moment or one legacy, if you want to call it. So yeah, in this purpose-driven life, he talks about time, and there's a word called chrono. We get the word chronological watches from. Forgive me, I haven't got the meaning of that to hand. But he also talks about kairos, and kairos is like a watershed moment, a significant moment in your life. It's almost like where time stands still. It's that significant in your life, and it could be common examples. It could be getting married, it could be the birth of your child. I definitely can relate to both of those things. It could be anything. A very significant moment in your life. Like I say, it's almost, if you really take it in, it's almost like time stands still. You have to take it and reflect it in. And for me, this 50th Facebook Live is a kairos moment for me. It's a moment where I just need to like reflect, or just think about the journey. Because 50 Facebook Lives is very different from when I did my first one. Where was I at in that time? How was I feeling? I think I was feeling obviously nervous and going into the unknown. Whereas now, when I do the Facebook Lives, I know it's going to count down 3, 2, 1, and I know how the screen's going to look like. I know what it's going to look like when people join and people interact. I'm more familiar with the tool of Facebook Live now. So that familiarity is obviously, the more I've done it, the more I've got used to it. And I know now not to turn my phone upside down and flip it, because I know that's going to make the Facebook Live upside down, which is one of the learnings I've taken. I'll hopefully cover more on that tomorrow. I really want tomorrow's video to inspire people who perhaps may look at me and think, oh, he knows what he's doing, he's comfortable in this space, perhaps haven't watched all the videos that I've done. and think he knows what he's doing. I can't do that. Tomorrow's Facebook Live is going to be dedicated to those people who have those specific questions. Think I can never do it. He does it so well, or he's so polished, or what have you. Um, I'm going to break down all that tomorrow. So for a 50 of these is just I didn't see this coming, and this was not one of my goals that I set at the beginning of the year. I set yearly goals, and this is just something that's kind of the whole public speaking thing, and that's just kind of a thought that came to me that probably about from seeds of was probably May time, and I started doing this Facebook lives in July. So yeah, sometimes if you want to start something, just get started. You don't know where it's going to lead up. And the exciting thing for me is, as much as it is an achievement to this 50th Facebook Live, I know there's more to come, or I can see where I can take this further. And one way I'm going to do that is try and get, and not try. I'm having conversations about getting onto radio, perhaps on TV, like YouTube TV channels, and just to expand my story, really, just to share more of my story and to reach out to more people, not to massage my ego, but just for people to be inspired and to take something from the struggles and the pains that I've been through. That's the reason why I want to do it. So I've already had the pleasure of being on a podcast by Utam Maris, Straight from the Heart podcast. I was one of the first people on there, and if you look and read and watch some of the caliber of established people in the personal development world, it was an honour to be on there. But I really respect Utam because he saw what I was doing. Utam was one of the people who reached out to me when I was thinking of quitting, and he had my back, and he encouraged me. He's always encouraged me, and he gave me the opportunity to share my story and to share some seeds of wisdom and to reach his audience as well. So I'm really grateful for him for that opportunity. He didn't have to do it. He's got connections with people who are far more established, far more well known, but yet he reached out to me. So I really appreciate that, and I hope what I'm doing I can do the same, and likewise to reach out to others just as he reached out to me. And so yeah, I'm really appreciative of that. But I want to, like I say, I want to move on, and it's not just the amount of Facebook lives I've done; it's the impact I've had, the impact, the comments I've had, the questions I've had, the videos I've done based on what other people have suggested, people communicating with each other, and in some cases you might say I've made a small ripple if you look at my numbers, and I really don't pay attention to the numbers, but compared to others doing this, you may say it's a small ripple, but nevertheless it's a ripple. And all these people, that's another thing I want to share, all these people who are doing big numbers or have got 4,000 friends or got 5,000 friends. Hey John, how you doing, sir? Thank you for joining. I've got the 5,000 Facebook friends and can't accept any more. They only started with one friend. Yes, if they were already established, already well known, when they set up the Facebook page, they may have had a lot of requests straight away. But often it's that one by one by one by one by one, adding that one, and it slowly builds up. And part of what I want to do, I've already talked about it, but for all that I share, there's a saying that for every finger that you point at one person, you've got three pointing back at you. So everything I share, Warren Ryan says it, he puts it really well, everything that I share, the motivation, the positivity, the lessons in life, as I'm speaking them, they're all going through my brain. So I'm hearing it, I'm taking it in, I'm talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to you. So I'm benefiting just as much as you guys. It's not a one-way street, and it becomes even more. It sinks in even more when you guys interact with me, just like John has done now. He says special time. It is a special time, this 50th Facebook Live, and thank you, John, for your support along the way, especially in the early days. Um, I've lost my train of thought. I'll get it back. All right. So, yeah, when you start something, I think it's important to record how you feel when you start, or what kind of numbers or stats, if you want, if they're relevant to use. Because if and when you become bigger, more successful, it's good to look back and remember where you start. And the best way to do that is a journal. And I've spoken about it more and more in my videos, because it's something I want to get in the habit of doing, is journaling. Definitely journaling, finding. The way I'm going to do it is to find an app, because I want to record. It's not going to be like a diary where I record stuff every day. That just doesn't. It may lead to that, but for me, I just want to record significant moments. And a significant moment in this arena, my first Facebook Live. How did I feel? What was I feeling? Why was I doing it? And to the 50th, maybe halfway, my 25th or my 10th, my second, my third, how did I feel? And I really recall that, because everything gets stored in the brain, but recalling it depends on how you use your brain, how you exercise your brain. For some, it's a challenge more than others. But for me, in my experience, I forget how I feel very quickly, because I'm always looking to move on to the next thing, So I don't know, if I go into 100 Facebook Lives, how am I going to be? What am I going to be like in my physiology? Am I going to be more confident? And will I be different? How will I develop from 51 to 100? I don't know, but it will be different, I imagine, because rarely we stand still. Maybe there will be similar, but 50, and doing enough of 50 is quite a significant amount to stay the same. It may take 200 for me to see the change, or for others to see the change, or to see something more. So journaling is something I really want to do. I just need to take the time out to find the right tool to help me with that, because I want to record. I want something to be able to record audio notes, to record something I can attach pictures to, just kind of like a multimedia journal, if you like, to encapsulate all the different varieties of ways of recording things, not just a written tool, but audio, video, maybe somewhere I can cut and paste comments that people, kind of like a scrapbook, yeah, a journal scrapbook. That's what I'm looking for. My wife's into scrapbooking; she loves doing that. Yeah, I'm looking for journal scrapbooks. So I can just look back, and the reason I want to do significant events, I don't want it to have. If I hit every day, yes, we make changes, but we tend to see them more on a medium, long-term basis, not necessarily every day. Every day's a bit too frequent. I want to be able to just look back and flick back and think, oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, I made this connection. I've made a few connections recently, which could lead to me being on radio shows and stuff. And sometimes I'm adding so much stuff. I'm seeing so much stuff on Facebook and reacting to this. I forget the source of where it came from. And I think it's good to remind the source. Oh, through that connection, this person introduced me to this, and from there it led on to this. Oh, it led on to that. This, that, and the other. And I'm going to do a live of this later, but a little preview. When we think about a seed, or another analogy is an iceberg, we only tend to see, especially in other people, we only tend to see with a seed what comes out, what plants out, or with an iceberg, what's on top. But what we fail to see, or for it to maybe recognise, is the stuff that goes underneath. Now, John, if you're still here, this might be appropriate actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Now, with a seed, it has to have, or a tree or anything like that, it has to have roots. So those roots, they grow down first. They grow down first before they grow up. They might be at the same time, but anyway, work with me on it. These seeds, they grow down. The growth goes down first. You don't see the growth. Other people will not see what you're doing. People call it hustling, people call it grafting, people call it grinding, whatever you want to call it. The hard work, it all goes down. More often it goes down before it goes up. And sometimes, I mean, I like football, I like all sports, but like when a new young player comes on the scene, like for you Spurs fans, like a Harry Kane. When Harry Kane burst onto the scene, I put in commas, 2 or 3 seasons ago. A lot of people don't realise he was on loan to a number of different clubs. He had to grow. He played at a lower level, and for him and his mentality, it gave him that. You look at him, and I might be, John saying Psalm 1 tree. Thank you, John. Um, you look at him and you think he's a finished model on that, but he grafted. He worked at a lower level. He was planting those roots, and then all people see our first season in the Premiership, he scores 20 goals, and just think that's him, that's that. But they don't see the work that has gone in beforehand, and many people will not see the work that you're putting in beforehand. They'll just see what comes out, what springs out, and that's why people think or can get phased or disillusioned and think, oh, what you're doing is easy, it must have been easy, and not realising the work that has to go in. So a lot of the people who I've made friends with on Facebook, Warren Ryan and stuff, I in terms of what I can see the success they have, and more than that. But I appreciate, I don't know in detail, but I appreciate that not everyone does, but I appreciate that the work they must have had to put in. And then what happens is, if I don't appreciate that and I see what he's doing, and then I'm trying to do it, and I'm thinking, well, why am I not getting the numbers that Warren's getting? It's because he's been doing this a lot longer for me. He's been in the game a lot longer than me, for one thing. The longer you stay in, the more chance you've got of achieving. He's worked, he's run around, he's done a lot more work than I have to get to where he's at. So it's unfair for me, it's unfair for him, for me to compare to him, because he's been doing this a lot longer for more. One thing, he's worked harder at it than I have. He's taken more risks than I have. So how can I compare myself to him? It's just not a true comparison. If you're going to compare something, compare like for like. And then the other things you can fall into, I still think I can look at Warren and I can think, oh, he's so great. Over and almost put him on a Nana, how you doing, sir? It's Nana time. I could put him on a pedestal and almost put him like a god, and you've got to be very wary of putting things or items or possessions on the pedestal as a god. I could say to him, I can never reach to where he's at. He's so good. He's so superhuman. No, that's the wrong way to think, and I'm changing my language. Utam again, helped me in this area, and he said, I also say I used to aspire to be like. I'm just using an example. Aspire to be like a Warren Ryan, and it's almost when you think, if you're looking up to someone, it's almost like you're in awe of them. And the way he's told me to think about it is to model. So I want, for example, if I want to be in the public speaking world and Warren is someone that I respect, I want to model what he's done. I want to imitate it in a way, but in my own way. And I think that's a more appropriate way of thinking about it. So I've completely lost my train of thought. That's it, the seeds, growing down. So Warren, his roots are stronger than mine because he's been doing it for a lot longer. He's been doing more of the activity. He's been grinding. He's been working. And now all I see from the outside looking in is that the seeds, the plants growing out. But if I don't take the time or have the appreciation of the work that he's put in, or Warren is currently filming a documentary about his life. Things like that will, the eyes can only see what the eyes can see. We have to use our other senses to go deeper than that. He's going to be doing his life story, where he came from, where the journey. So, whatever you guys are working on, Ben, how you doing, sir? Thank you for watching. Mr. Gallimore Jr., how you doing? Me and Junior used to work in Barclays Bank once upon a time. He just missed me. Junior's a big Spurs fan. I was just giving some kudos to one of your players, Harry Kane Jr. And I was just talking about seeds and how they often, and trees and stuff, they grow the roots down first. And I was just using Harry Kane as an example about before he banged in 20 goals for Spurs in his first season in the Premiership, how he was on loan. I think it was at Millwall, he was at Leicester, he was at all these clubs in the lower divisions, honing his craft, working on his craft. The things that people who don't watch the Premiership wouldn't have seen, and all of a sudden they think this new kid has come on the block scoring 20 goals a season. No, he's been around for a while, honing his craft, working at his game in the lower leagues, getting those roots in. So when he comes into the Premiership, and the kind of personality I think I can see in him, he's very down to earth. I think he's confident in his abilities, but he's not arrogant about it to step up because he's already been working on it. So yeah, thanks for joining, Junior. Hope you get some value out of this. If not, I've mentioned one of your players. There you go. What more can you want? So yeah, seeds grow down first. Icebergs usually have don't know how to describe it, ice underneath. And all you see, all other people see, is the surface. I've talked about this before, that don't watch what possessions they have, what they're doing, what you see on the outside, and compare yourself to them. Often you can't. It's not comparing like with like. In some cases, you can be using the positive sense. Now, in my company where I work, there's a new CEO. I say a new CEO. He's been in for a few months, but he's taken over. He's the same age as me. I think he's actually younger than me. He's 30. I'm 37, and he's around that area. And he's running a company. He's running a company that's turned over 1.6 billion. And I can take that and think, oh, there's me doing my thing. He's doing his thing. Why am I not where he is at? And that can turn into jealousy and what have you. But no, I don't feel like that. I think, oh, that's something I can maybe model. Unfortunately, he gave me some of his time, and I had no agenda. I just wanted to speak to him and see how he got to where he did, and what can I learn from that. And he's quite an outgoing person. He's quite he will give you the time of day, and he's quite a motivational guy to be around. He's got a bit of up and go to him. He's got a bit of drive about him, and people have warmed to that. So I just wanted to find out how he got to where he was. I wanted to speak to him to see what I can take from that for myself. It's not about me being jealous or being bitter and thinking, well, having a chip on my shoulder and thinking, well, why has he got to where he is? What, like the world owes me something? No, take it in a positive sense. Take it as an inspiration that if he can do that, if I wanted to get to that place, then the path has been set, has been trodden to a degree. So if you want to compare yourself to people, use it as a positive. Don't, because often it won't be a like by like comparison. So yeah, do that, but with the roots, work on grounding your roots first. You will not often see the benefits of your work until much later. They say sometimes people turn away or people quit just before, when on the threshold of success. So whatever it is, sometimes it is right to stop doing something, but that comes with judgment and I can't think of the other word I'm looking for. I'm going to stick with judgment and judging things and what have you. So yeah, Tom Esquire, all the way from America. Thank you for joining, sir. This is my 50th Facebook Live, and yeah, even me doing 1 or 2 was a landmark for me. But for doing 50, to having you guys joining and watching, and it's just yeah, it's a momentous achievement for me. I'm giving myself a pat on the back again. There's more to come, but I just wanted to. The feedback I've had along the way it's been yeah, nothing short of amazing. Everyone has supported me. The constructive criticism I have has been about things like they can't hear me or lighting. It's all been said with love to help support me, and I'm really appreciative of that. I can't say anything more than that. It's just been all love, and which has been fantastic for me. Nana, who's given me loads and loads of likes. Nana started doing Facebook Lives in May, and yeah, he watched one of Nana's videos. I mean, I've had no public speaking training. The only kind of advice I've kind of taken on board is from Warren Ryan, who said, it's the 4 E's, and let's see if I can remember. When you're doing public speaking, you've got to engage, you've got to educate, you've got to entertain, and I think you've got to empower. The 4 E's, as he calls it. And you watch Nana's videos, he does all of that. He's definitely an entertainer. I mean, Nana sometimes will leave. Nana, you did one of your Facebook lives. You just left. You just got up and just opened the door to let your cat in or something. And then there was one you just went off, and I don't know what you did, and you came back. And your stuff is entertaining. Nana will play music. He engages with his audience. He's definitely educating. Talking about turning the word disability into unique ability. He's got a big message. He's got a big campaign. Please support Nana in what he's doing. He's empowering people with disabilities. He's like a voice person. He's a spokesperson for those who don't feel like they have a voice. He's putting himself out there as a leader, and leaders, we tend to think of leaders being egotistical, wanting to have power and stuff like that. Nana just wants to make a change in this world based on his own struggles and his own experiences, and he's decided the route to that is to put himself out there on a pedestal. And leaders are more open to attack than spiritual, or in the secular world are often more susceptible to attack, because in the way we are as a people, as a human race, the people who stick their necks out, the leaders, they're more open to, because they're in the minority. So please, yeah, get behind Nana, what he's doing. He's definitely following the 4 E's of Warren Ryan, what he advises on public speaking. And I'd love to be in a place where I can go and, no, I'm joking, I'm not going to just leave you all and go and let my dog in, whatever. But it's just, yeah. And I think, Nana, one of your Facebook lives was like 2 hours or something. And I turned in and I was like, I'm just going to pass through. And then like half an hour later, I was still there watching. And that's Nana, that's his personality coming through. And that's the other thing, whatever you do it with you. You cannot fail being yourself. Just remember that. It's good to model other people. It's good to, one of my main people who I, what's the word, who I love what he does, is a guy called Eric Thomas. And you see Eric Thomas, he's just full of energy. You just see him, he comes and goes, and he's just giving it. And look, Nana just said, look, 3,700 views. The guy started this thing in May. Nana, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had no public speaking training. I haven't had any public speaking training. 3,700 views. Yes, don't. Statistics can only you can twist statistics to whatever you want to tell, and you can use it to tell. They don't always tell the whole story, but he's got a lot of people. He's engaged a lot of people. Let's put it, that's a significant amount of people. Let's put it that way. The guy started in May, and he's got a message to share. He's got a message to share. He wants to make a change in his world, and he's just using Facebook Live as a tool to do that. As am I. It's not about, oh man, I've got 3,700 people following me and what have you. The more people he has, the more people he can share his message with, the more visibility he has, the more opportunity he has to make a voice for himself, make a noise for himself in what he's trying to achieve. So Nana, definitely big up what you're doing. I'm fully behind what you're doing, and thank you for coming on here, and just your presence on here is more than enough. So yeah, behind what you're doing. Yeah, Nana's saying, yes, so Nana's confirming he's had no public speaking training, but he's a chatterbox, and it's still raising. John, I'll come to your message in a minute, because I can see a lot of value in there. Nana's saying, yesterday I had 2,500 views. Crazy, but I'm sharing a powerful message. And the other thing with Facebook Live is a weird, I'm sure there's people doing analytics on it, but for me it's a weird concept where I've had one-on-one conversations in person with people who said, oh, I've watched your stuff and stuff like that. They never pop up to say they're watching. They never like it. I'm not saying there's a negative to it. I'm just saying the way it is. They never like it. They never make any comments, but yet they're still watching. So Nana's saying he's had 2,500 views yesterday. Those are the people that he knows about. How many people have been watching that he doesn't know about it? So in terms of figures and stats of Facebook Live is not an exact science, which is another reason I don't pay too much attention to it. it's recorded as well. So my sons could be watching this in 10 years' time. That's the thing. We don't. No. He's already having this impact, but we don't know the impact in years to come. I love that thought. I love that thought. I'm doing this stuff now. Long after I'm left this earth, I don't know what impact this could be. This could have. I don't know, and I like that. I like that. That possibility of reaching others long after I've left this earth. So yeah, right. John's saying Matthew 3 from the Bible. Matthew 13 verse 4 is key, bro. You are good ground for sure, full of potential. Not everyone hears this stuff, but those that do go on to encourage others, who take shade under the branches of good quality, rooted trees as this. Positive fruit as Psalm 1. You are gifted. Keep going. You encourage and feed me. Look at that. You encourage and feed me. What can I? I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing me. And people being inspired. You know what I mean? And for me, this is one of the most significant things I've done in my life. I get energized by this. I get energized by doing this stuff. And I'm not getting any money from this. I'm not earning any money from this. I feel like I'm making a difference. Obviously, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a brother, and I'm a son. And all those things are important to me. But in terms of me being lost in this world and not knowing what I'm doing, and I've got more to give, and I believe God has got bigger and better things for me. My kind of challenge is following His will and not doing what I want to do as such. To have people making comments like that, and John is someone I look up to in terms of his Christian faith. He's a musician. He's got an organisation called Finney Music. He goes into prisons and shares God's word through the gift of music. He's making an impact with him and his band. So for John to do that, and John challenges me as well, in terms of my growing in my faith and growing in my Bible knowledge. And so John, thank you so much for the support. Nana saying the youngest are already saying I've made them think about their life, and that's it. That's what it's about. I know we always talk about the younger generation. I think we should. Yes, the youngers are important, but it's also our peers and people older than us as well. But yeah, I'm very passionate about the young generation, especially about the education. State education, for me, is not equipped for what it should be. And who knows, Nana? Maybe one day, your Facebook lives may be played in the classroom. That could be educating people. Who knows? Who knows what the education system could look like with the technology that we have? How would that feel, Nana, being in the classroom? Today's lesson is Nana Martha talking about disability and unique ability. Or what do you do when you feel frustrated by stuff? How can you overcome that? What can you do about it to turn it into a positive? Look at Nana and look at what he's doing. Don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think when I was shy and growing up in that, I'll be talking into a phone, looking at myself, bearing in mind I did not like myself the way I looked physically, looking at myself, talking to people, engaging with people on this small little handheld device. It all starts with a vision. It all starts in the mind. The jobs that are here today, the internet, the social media managers, the webmasters and all that, 10, 15 years ago, these jobs were not even, they weren't there. There wasn't a need for them. There was no internet. So who knows what the future is going to look like? Who knows what these lives are going to start looking at? And it's exciting. It's exciting. So I love all this. I love all these comments. I love the likes. I love I always make an effort to reply to each one of them, or like them, or address them as I'm talking to you guys. And I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I've probably got far more from this than maybe you guys have. It's allowed me to do something. It excites me. Feel like I'm making a difference in a small way. Along the way, I've been able to add all my videos onto YouTube. That was a big deal for me. So anyone who doesn't engage with Facebook can just go to watch YouTube. And again, if you want to go by numbers, I get 2 or 3 views per video, and I need to take a screenshot of that, because who knows, maybe one day it will be in the higher numbers, and it's good to remember. Good to remember where you come from where your roots are. They say sometimes people who become well known or get higher tend that people often say, oh, they forget where they came from and blah blah blah. I don't think it's necessarily that, but I think as you grow, you do change, and it was, I think, Nana, man, I'm quoting you big time. I think it was you, Nana, actually, who said using an analogy, and it's a fantastic analogy. It's like being a snake, and a snake will shed its skin several times, but at the end of the day, it's still the same snake, and that's what I feel like. I feel like my shyness skin has definitely been shredded down. Um, the progress of it, the way I feel, like the confidence I have to do things like that, to try new things. Nana, you should trademark that saying somehow. The snake skin one. Um, the things that are coming out of my mouth now without notes and stuff like that. 15 years ago, you would have been, if someone said that to me, I would have been like, nah, you're talking about someone else. That must have been another David Daniels who's got the same name as me. That you're not talking about me. But I've shed quite a few um, layers of skin to get to where I am now. But I'm still David Daniels, and that's why I call myself the Shyman. Yes, it's a bit of a marketing thing. It's a bit of fun. I usually take myself too seriously, but I'm enjoying. I'm having a bit of fun. So the Shyman, but it's also a reminder to me of where I've come from, because I can easily get to a place where I just forget completely, or the recall of that is just firmly in the back of my mind, and then that balance of humbleness turning into arrogance, and then just thinking, you know what I mean, that all the negative traits that go with arrogance. So calling myself the shy man and tagging everything I do with the shy man, poses questions for me, but also reminds me of where I've come on my roots, of where I started, and that acknowledgement of how far I've come and how far I continue to grow. So yeah, the Shy Man is 50 today. 50 Facebook Live videos. Um, yeah, thank you, people. Um, loving all these comments, loving the interaction. Um, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I think rather than going on and waffling, and all this without any training. I haven't had any public speaking training. I'm not qualified, whatever that means. Um, and onwards and upwards. I don't know where I'm going with this. Like I say, I'm looking to raise my profile in terms of getting on radio and TV, YouTube and stuff, just to reach more people. It's not about myself wanting to be. I'm a private person at heart, and it's weird. Even though I've got John said, "No way, you ain't 50, Flip." Happy birthday! Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Um, it's weird, this dynamic of Facebook Lives, because it feels like potentially I've set this stuff to public, so it's potential to reach the world and the internet. But it just feels like, obviously, and also I've got you guys interacting, but it just feels like I'm kind of talking to myself. Moving on from that, hopefully on the 10th of December I'll be speaking at the event, the self-development event of the year, being run by Warren Ryan's company, the Theatre Speaking Academy. A lot of well-known speakers: Shah Waziman, Joe Brown, Jovan Langford, Warren Ryan himself, Jermaine Harris, names that escaping. So there's some young speakers speaking. I'm talking young, like 7, 8-year-olds. That really excites me, actually. What Warren is doing with the youth, he's running a youth theatre speaking academy, getting that fear out of young people on public speaking. I believe is a fear because it's not taught to the masses, and it's only the minority who are doing it. Whenever the minority are doing something, it's always people don't think they can do it, or it's a fear of doing something. Why should people fear public speaking, really? Why should people fear it? It's the unknown, I think it is. They haven't got the confidence to do it. They think they've got to be a particular way. And what I love what Warren is doing, he's trying to get to the root of that by educating young people that they don't have to fear public speaking. In fact, you can enjoy it. So he's run one already, and he's going to run more in the future. And that's kind of thing. That's education is a big thing for me in terms of not being a teacher in the traditional sense. Things like what Warren is doing, making a difference to the landscape of our children, teaching them that why should they fear public speaking. So I think a few of the young kids are going to be speaking at this event. Um, Part of my challenge set by Warren is to help promote the event to sell 99 tickets, and if I sell those 99 tickets by a certain date, he will offer me a slot on this event, and yeah, I've got the chance to share the stage with very well known people, more established, more people working in this a lot more than me, people who get paid significant sums to do what they're doing, and there could be me. But again, it's not about me thinking, oh, why should I? Obviously, usually this opportunity wouldn't come up for me to. I'd have to have a presence, I have to have a name for myself, I had to have a following and all the rest of it. But Warren's offered this opportunity, and I want to take it with both hands. But if I do get there, it's not about being in all these people and think I'm inferior to them. No, I've got my own powerful story to show. I've got my own personality. I've got my own aspect I can bring to the event and add value. And I believe I can add value. It's not being arrogant. I do very much respect these people, but not to the point that I'm quivering and thinking just because they've been at it longer, what have you, doesn't mean I haven't got something to share. Doesn't mean I can't inspire at least one person who may not relate to anyone else. And that's the thing with public speaking, for those who may be thinking about it, people will not respond. We all have different personalities, we all get attracted to different types of people. So you just be yourself, have your message, have your story, and someone will relate to you. And just think of it that way. Focus more on the audience than on yourself. Another key thing that Warren says, focus more on the audience than on yourself. It completely changes things, the way you approach things. So I believe, if I can speak on that side, I believe there's people out there who will take value from what I learn and can be inspired by me. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? So if I do get an opportunity, I feel I've got something to bring to the stage, and at the moment, that'll be my first time speaking. There'll be 1,200 people there. It will be a different dynamic to a Facebook Live, interacting with people, eye contact, all the rest of it. But yeah, let's bring it on. Take me out of my comfort zone. Some people suggested maybe doing a couple of other speaking events first. But the key thing for me is I don't want to, and that's the thing why I haven't done any public speaking training to date. The way my personality is, I don't want to just. The person tells me to speak this way, do this, have this PowerPoint slide. I kind of lean towards that, and I don't want to be robotic. I'd rather be what I'm doing now, and making the mistakes and making the errors of forgetting what I'm saying, and I'd rather be like that. And a great thing about Warren, he talks about just speaking from the heart and sharing your message, and hopefully people see through that more than the mistakes you make. And half the time, you might have great content, but people are not listening to it, half of it anyway. Half of it will go one in out the other, because there's just so much to take in. They want to see your passion, they want to see your physiology, they want to see your interaction. I can't remember everything that Nana says on his Facebook Live. I know he's got a message, I know he's got a campaign, but I remember far more about Nana's personality and how he engages and the type of person he is, far more than what he said. That's just the way it is, unless I'm taking notes. Excuse me. I remember certain things like his snake analogy, those things about every word he says. No, I don't. There's certain things we'll pick out. So I'm very wary of doing any kind of training. I rather with this event just go in and do it, but not so be a car crash event that I lose my words, or I want, obviously people paying money for this, they want to get something out of this. But I've got the confidence, and you don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know what it's going to be like if I do actually get there, and if the nerves hit me, but I'm gonna use those nerves as a positive, because it shows if you're nervous that you care about what you want to do, and turn that and just do it. I just want to do it. But we'll see. I need people to buy tickets. I'll post a link. Tickets are available for £20. It's fantastic value. It's a whole day's event. There's going to be awards. It's going to feel like a concert. There's going to be a number of speakers there. There's a whole heap of stuff going on being planned. So even if I'm not there and what have you, you're going to get value. There's a chance to network, meet other people. It's going to be good, positive vibe there. So I'm not really one for promoting or selling or stuff like that. I've done sales before, but yeah, I would love it if you guys could book on. I'll post a link and book the tickets. Come see me. Come see what I'm. If you feel I can do it. If you feel, please support. If you can reach 10th of December, I'd love to be able to book my slot, and yeah, it'd be again another pat on the back, another big success for me. Well, at that point, I think it's time to love you and leave you. I've been speaking for a while. I love you all in terms of the support you've given me. It's jumping on these Facebook Lives, even though they come on late. Managing work and family life, and yeah, it's just the beginning. Happy birthday to me. Happy 50th birthday to the Shyman. I'm out. If some of you watch up, post up ticket info to pass on up here. Thank you, John. And that's what I need. I need help. I need help with this. You can't do this. No man can build an island by himself. Or maybe you can. I don't know. It sounds good anyway. Yeah, I'll post a link, John. I'll post a link to my YouTube channel. It's just got my Facebook Lives on there and a podcast interview that I've done. I am on Twitter. Twitter's a new game for me. I'm just using it like my Facebook Lives get posted onto there automatically. I've set that up. Twitter's a new. I know Nana, you're doing good stuff on Twitter. Maybe I'll have a conversation, but I'm just doing one thing at a time. Using the automation side of Twitter to just try and reach a different audience, perhaps. And then there's other things as well. I know there's Periscope, which is like Facebook Live, but for Twitter, and there's YouTube Live. But something that I learned from a property seminar was the acronym FOCUS, FOCUS, and it's focus on one course until successful. So I've been flirting with the idea of Twitter. Obviously, I've set up the Twitter account, but haven't been very active on there. I've thought about YouTube Live. I've thought about the Periscope, about reaching different audiences. But what I've told myself is I just need to focus on one thing until I'm successful and I've kind of mastered it, or got to a stage where it doesn't take a lot of effort, and then maybe move to something else rather than jump here, there, and everywhere, which has kind of been what I tend to do in my nature. Just focus on one course until successful. So I'm staying on here for now. The stuff like the YouTube is just very easy. I just download it and upload it based on what I'm doing on Facebook Live. The Twitter just gets the automatic. So it's all feeding off. I'm using the tools all feeding off my Facebook Live. So I'm going to be Facebook Live for a while, God willing. And the next kind of stage for me is getting on radio, getting on TV, perhaps. I've got something going on at work. I'll share that with you because there's a story behind that as well. Mixing what I'm doing outside of work and adding how I'm using it to add value to my workplace. That should be coming up quite shortly, and I'm excited about that. It's a stepping, like Nana's stepping out onto a pedestal. People are going to see me very differently at work. Questions will be asked, but bring it on. You only get one life, so let's do it. Let's live it out. And on that point, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much. Thank you, John. I'll post that link shortly. Please, if you can, support me. And please, the other thing I would ask as well, if you know anyone who feel could benefit from these videos I'm doing, then please invite them, share them, put me in touch with them. Any subjects you want me to speak on in particular, let me know. And I'm out. Thank you so much for those who joined me. For those who are watching later, thank you for watching. For those who are watching but I don't know who are watching, thank you from the bottom of my heart. The Shyman is out. Thank you.